Welcome to Why Wednesday, everyone. That's 7 W's. 7 W's. That might be a lie. But this is Why Wednesday. This is the day of the week that we question everything. We leave nothing on the table. You know, if I see a table, get all this stuff off of it. Yeah. Which actually brings me to if you haven't subscribed yet, do it now. Subscribe. Like, comment, anyway. Yeah, so the fun thing about Why Wednesday that is, it has in common, actually not in common, with TV Report Tuesday, actually in exact opposite nature to TV Report Tuesday and Medieval Monday, is Why Wednesday is in no way scripted. I don't have any notes for it, so I might actually talk about wrap up something that I'm talking about. For those who didn't watch TV Report Tuesday or Medieval Monday, and obviously you didn't watch Medieval Monday because who watches that? I was only able to get partway through my topics. So yeah, that's maybe something we're gonna have to look at in the future. But anyway, today we're talking about it's Why Wednesday. Today's question for Why Wednesday is, why am I not getting paid for any of this? Theme song. Asking questions is an important thing to do. All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Why Wednesdays. I had to get pretty worked up to record the last 2 episodes, so I'm going to try to keep it a little bit more chill today. I'm going to try to keep the mic pretty even, which is really hard to do. As you all know, we've been having some technical difficulties this week, specifically with the microphone. And we won't get into that until, you probably actually already heard about it because Fireside Fridays are recorded after Why Wednesdays, but posted before them. So that's really confusing for me to have to talk around. But anyway, today's Why Wednesday, and possibly tangentially connected to the piece of legislation we just brought up about my equipment, is why am I not getting paid for this? Mysterious, right? First of all, obviously, my equipment is a little bit broken, so maybe that's why. The show just started, so that could be a potential reason. But honestly, those are very surface level analyses of the issue that we're dealing with today, right? Why am I not getting paid for this? Are you noticing how thousands, millions potentially of people are making content for websites that helps the website retain viewership? And granted, this is not one of those programs, right? Let's, Cody Vibes as a channel, despite the fact that I'm its CEO and this breaks my heart, it's not getting the eyeballs, right? It's not getting the eyeballs it needs. So I guess if you like what I'm doing here and you want me to get paid, help me get some eyeballs. Get me some eyeballs, damn it! Just a thought, just a little thought. So that could be an easy reason, but nonetheless, despite the fact that obviously I'm not commanding too much of the percentage of the attention economy, it's still work, it's still hard work. I still got to edit these, I still got to shoot these, and tacitly, the relationship that we all have with this sort of media is that, you're gonna kind of struggle in obscurity. Right, the bulk of people are going to struggle in obscurity forever. And, there are some people, there are kind of like levels of success for internet celebrities and everything like that. I mean, celebrity in general has levels to it. There are some actors who, and this is actually an interesting thing to me. Like, I find it fascinating that, there's like a union for actors, right? There, as far as I'm aware, is no influencer union, right? Actors, for example, who are arguably somewhat similar to, an influencer type in the sense that, they're on camera, except an influencer might actually have to also do the editing, which an actor might have to direct or write or anything like that. So This is definitely a little bit of a comparison that I think is applicable. Actors have a union, and can demand that conditions be leveled up, or command that this be on the set or that be on the set. They get benefits from their union. These are all things that by and large don't exist for YouTubers, which I find to be really interesting. And obviously, I'm not really in any kind of position right now to begin waging a war against the corporate state of YouTube, but it's really fascinating. You have a platform right now that hosts so many millions of people's content, and yet, despite the fact that this happens, other than if you have a video that makes enough attention, right, to collect like AdSense, which from what I understand, and I haven't had any experience with this yet, as my YouTube channel is incredibly small. I haven't had any experience yet, but from what I hear, the AdSense is not a lot of money that one can make, and then the next level that you could do for that is like a Patreon kind of thing, which again, like as a small channel, I don't really know what goes into like running a Patreon or any of that stuff, but that actually, because that's the thing is like you make a platform, you open up a Patreon, and now you have to have stuff on your Patreon, right? So you're actually doing double the work for like one pay, that's the Patreon pay, and I guess maybe some of the AdSense stuff, but what we're dealing with really is, on top of clearly this like YouTube video platform system that can essentially just like mine content, right? Anyone who gets big on YouTube, but by and large is like somewhat accidental. You might have some crossover of a audience from one platform to another, but this sort of like random attraction of an audience to an entertainer, to an influencer, to that kind of thing, is the only thing that like everyone runs on this hope on this channel, on this like platform of getting noticed like a big person or even like a medium-sized person, right? Like, there are a couple people I watch who I don't think are trying to be like the biggest stars in the world or nothing like that. But yeah, you might have a YouTube channel. Actually, if you're liking and subscribing like you should be, like you all should be, like you all should be. Sorry. Then you actually do have a YouTube channel, and you probably are trying to like make stuff or find a community or like get some eyeballs on your stuff, which I respect and I'm here for, and I want us all to like rise out of this together, right? I don't think that it's right. I don't think that it's right that I'm not getting paid for this. Like, do I think ultimately that what I'm doing right now is necessarily like a super boon to YouTube? Actually, I do. I think that there are like millions of nodes exactly like me right now across the planet making videos like this and seeing no compensation for it, seeing no money for it. And that's what's that word? What's that word where you work for free? I forget it. And honestly, it's a bit too edgy, so I'm not going to say it. And I can't claim that. I'm someone making a video, right? Because at the end of the day, the other thing we have to take into consideration here is I knew that I wasn't going to get paid for this, right? I show up here every week in my apartment on a Friday afternoon and record these videos for an hour and talk about random stuff to a camera, which is something that I've kind of wanted to do for a while. So I guess like, yeah, you know what? Chase your dreams. But maybe that's wrong. Maybe that's not a great thing for us to instill into the people of America, right? If you have something you want to do, you should feel totally comfortable just chasing it ad nauseum for no income, right? Is that really what we want to teach people in this country? Is that what we want this platform to stand for? Because that's what it is, right? All of these social media platforms right now, by and large, even, honestly, if you just post something on like Facebook and, your family like look at it, right? Like, you have created the incentive for people to look at Facebook. You know what I mean? And so you are the one who's actually, you generate all the data for these platforms. You generate all the content for these platforms, and yet, despite the fact that you're the entirety of their value, legitimately, the users of these platforms, the only thing that keeps them alive, right? The only thing that makes them money is the fact that people use them. And I don't know. It's just interesting to me that we exist in a... Credits. Like and subscribe. 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 Like and subscribe and comment. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you tomorrow.